With so many question marks surrounding the Minnesota Vikings offensive line, primarily focused around the center position and the competition there, and rightfully so, is it possible that we've overlooked a second competition this entire time being at right guard? So Ed Ingram in yesterday's walkthrough served as your first team right guard. As much as I really want this to be something worth raising hell about, if I had to guess, realistically speaking, even in the slightest of edges, 51-49, 51% being that this is probably much to do about nothing, just because Jesse Davis, the way that the Vikings have operated, it seems like he's a lock to be a starter. And number two, the opportunities that Ed Ingram has had with the first team has been for two reasons, all around Jesse Davis, either a vet's day off, yesterday included, or there was earlier in camp where he had some sort of nick in his right knee, had the knee wrapped up. He missed that practice. Ed Ingram, he filled in, but ever since then, Jesse Davis has been fine. But I really hope this is something brewing, because Ed Ingram, at LSU, this is a guy who, especially in run blocking, delivers the first blow. I wish pancakes were a stat. That way you could see his true impact on the field. But in run blocking, off the snap of the ball, the way that he pulls, moves laterally, and locates his man, and the way that he puts the would-be defender on his ass is a beautiful sight. I can only imagine the joy that Dalvin Cook would have as Ed Ingram as his lead blocker downfield. You'd love to see it. But even in pass protection, not as great as his run blocking, but in pass protection, and maybe my judgment has been so clouded watching Garrett Bradbury so damn much, and the disaster that he is, that maybe my standards for starting offensive linemen are super low to the floor at this point. But all I want to see from starting offensive linemen are two things. Number one, can you have an anchor? Do you have an anchor? Ed Ingram has that. But number two, in pass protection, can you deliver consistently, or more often than not, can you deliver the first blow? So the problem with Garrett Bradbury is in pass protection, the defensive tackle said, "Hut, the first blow is delivered to Bradbury." And after that, the leverage is all of a sudden the defensive tackles. Whereas Ed Ingram, the first blow off the snap of the ball, he's not afraid to get after it. He will get underneath the shoulder pads and say, "Yo, this is my territory. Look out now." To where even if Ed Ingram loses leverage after that, he just bought himself some time for his quarterback. I think this is much to do about nothing, but I feel like Ed Ingram, much like Chris Reed, you've got to find a way for him to be a starter on your offensive line.